Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is HexagonalSpy. The Spy will come to you live to introducing you to the Dynasty Warriors Strikeforce in the new era of the dawning of swords, magic, and legends. Now, in some games, as the Xbox community have created over the years, has difference of various of introducing of certain games. Most of it was fiction, but some games are based on actual history. I'm not saying that all of it is real, of course, but in this particular game, some of its history are actually part of the human history in the time of the Three Kingdoms. Now, to get started, we're going to see exactly what the options are. See if we do some settings. Yeah, that's correct. Since this is going to be the first time doing this, let us see what takes us. New game. Shu, Wei, and Wu. From what I understand is this. In this particular gaming scenario, and this gaming settings of this particular game, the Dynasty Warriors Strikeforce has 3 campaigns, and each one of them, it will be taking us to places where it based on its history of certain people and its faction and characters. While the rest of there will be at some point when we get to each of these chapters, it will be a little bit more fiction of the rest. But for now, however, we're just going to see exactly which one that we should start off with. Now, should we start off with Wei, Wu, or Shu? Let's read off with the Shu Kingdom, the Shu Force. Follow Liu Bei of Shu, a leader driven by the ideals of virtue and humanity, together with his other heroes, attempted to restore the Han Dynasty and unite China under his benevolent rule. I'm leaning towards this one. Woo! Alright, we got some choices to pick. Alright. So, Xiao Yun. His main weapon is using a dragon pike. Some stats showing off what he's best at. And having a sub-weapon for a bow. Xiao Yun, a Shu officer, formerly a servant of Yuan Shao, and later Gond Sun San. He changed his loyalties to Liu Bei, impressed by his virtuous and personality. Bold and daring, he single-handedly charged through the enemy army at the Battle of Changban in order to rescue Liu Bei's son Liu Chan. He was among the 5 tiger generals of the Shu Kingdom. Sounds like a pretty badass guy. Woo! That is a pretty badass form. Alright. Let's see about the next guy. Guan Yu. His main weapon, a pike, blue dragon. And his sub-weapon, a cudgel, I guess. Guan Yu, a Shu officer, sworn brother of Liu Bei and Shan Bei. He was the leader of the 5 tiger generals and helped build the foundation of the Shu Kingdom. With a strong sense of duty and bravery, he was labeled as a warrior without an equal. Guan Yu was also known for his beautiful long beard. Huh. He sounds also like a definition of a badass. Woo! He looks like a god of war. Okay, okay. I feel ya, I feel ya. Alright. Shang Fei. Main weapon, also a spear, called the Serpent Blade. Seems to be status of pike and spear, and staff. And his sub-weapon, just a pike. An officer of Shu, and a member of the Five Tiger Generals. He was the sworn brother of Liu Bei and Guan Yu. At the Battle of Shangban, he alone rode out to Shangban Bridge and gave a powerful shout. Oof. Frightening off 1 million of Cao troops. His love for wine and drink often led to his defeat in battle more times than not. Wow. We got some badasses of officers going on here. Sweet! Alright, alright. I like this one too. Alright. Shu Gligong. Main weapon. A fan. Okay, okay. I'm assuming he's a strategist. Called Brilliance. Seems to be leaning towards staff, sword, and bow, apparently. His sub-weapon is bow. Shu Leon, the Shu strategist and advisor, called it. He was often referred to as the Sleeping Dragon. Fancy title. He decided to serve Liu Bei after being honored by the 3 visits from the young Shu leader. A genius of domestic and foreign affairs, he was a major contributor to the founding of the Shu Kingdom. He attempted to conquer the northern territories on 5 different occasions, but halfway to realizing his dream, he died at the Wushang Plains. Huh. Okay. Alright. Definitely sounds like a man that we should be might be leaning towards. Woo! Now this one's more heavenly than the other 3. And the leader of the Shu Kingdom, Liu Bei. Main weapon, twin swords. My favorite pair of style weapons. Called Strength and Virtue. Leaning towards stats of sword, spear, and archer. Sub-weapon, bow. Liu Bei, the first emperor of the Shu Kingdom. Along with his sworn brothers Guan Yu and Shang Fei, he participated in the campaign against the Yellow Turbans. After fighting in the various battles, he established the Shu Kingdom, signifying the beginning of the 3 Kingdoms era. His aim was to restore the Han Dynasty, thereby bringing peace to the troubled land. He sounds like something that we're trying to do on most parts for the YouTube channel and from all over the country and all over the world. Bring peace and happiness to all life that's still breathing. Alright, let's see what his form is. Whoa! I like this one. He's kind of like Tommy Oliver. Rest in peace. Alright, Ma Chao, main weapon, great sword, called Ruination, I guess that's what it's called. Probably misspelled that. Lean towards sword, obviously. He's someone in between of spear, pike, staff, and archer. Sub-weapon, spear. Ma Chao, the eldest son of Ma Teng, He received the nickname Ma Chao the Splendid. Sounds like a perfect warrior. Due to his skills as a warrior, in an attempt to avenge his father, he commanded an army of troops from Xilong, I guess that's what it is, to attack Cao Cao at Chang'an, but lost. He later went on to serve Liu Bei, where he proposed numerous strategies, such as the capture of Hanshang. He was counted among the Shu's 5 tiger generals. Okay, we got, like, alright. Now let's see what form he has. Whoa! Okay, alright. I like this. Alright. Yuang Shang? Reminds me to be a bit of Gandalf. Main weapon, bow, archer. Called the warrior bow, leaning towards sword, pike, obviously archer. Sub-weapon, blade. A Shu officer, masterful with a bow. He was capable of hitting a target 100 times out of 100 tries. Damn! Badass. He served both Liu Biao and Hong Shong. I guess that's what it is called. While under Huangshong, he had a fierce battle with Guan Yu. He later served Liu Bei and participated in the Battle of Mount Dingjun. He accompanied Liu Bei during his ascension to the throne of Hanshong and was appointed as one of the 5 tiger generals. Okay, so he, Ma Chao, Shang Fei, Guan Yu, and Xiao Yun are 5 tiger generals, I guess. Alright. Well, from the sounds of it, this guy, despite his age, he's a perfect archer. And with a badass form. Not bad for an old man. Whew. I could already tell that he's a badass too. Wei Yan, main weapon, a cudgel. Okay, so he's a heavy hitter. Called the Awakener. Leaning towards staff. Bow. Pike. Spear. Possibly sword. And his sub-weapon is pike. Wei Yan, a Shu officer. He served under Liu Biao until his death, from which he joined Liu Bei, despite his rebellious spirit and disapproval of Shu Liang. Bad relationship, I guess. Liu Bei took him in as one of his own, and eventually promoted him. What a generous guy. He later went on to continue the line of the 5 tiger generals with his bravery and was a major force in the Shu efforts to take the north. Whew! This guy sounds hardcore. I mean, so far we're reading off of the detailed stories of each of these characters are hardcore, of course, but this guy's on a whole another level. And his form makes up with it too. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's see what's the next one. Guan Ping. I'm guessing this is Guan Yu's son, maybe? Main weapon, pike. Blue Dragon G. Or maybe Blue Dragon Jr., I guess. Leaning mostly towards pike, spear, sword, maybe a bow, perhaps. And his sub-weapon, sword. Guan Ping, an officer under Liu Bei. the second son of Guanding. He became Guan Yu's adopted son after Guan Yu took an interest in him. Okay, so we're like half right. He is the adopted son of Guan Yu. When Liu Bei took Shu, he and his father protected Jing. Captured by Wu at Mai Castle, he suffered the same fate as his father. Oof. Well, it sounds like he died of a hero's death, apparently. So let's deal with his form. Okay. Not as great as Guan Yu's form, but he's getting close. This is good. Almost like the Monkey King. Alright. Peng Tong. I can already tell this guy looks like a wizard, despite the fact that he's wearing a mask cloth. Main weapon, a cane. Okay. It's called Firestorm Cane. Leaning towards the staff. Cane. Sword. Bow. That's it. His sub-weapon... Bow. Pei Tong. An official under Liu Bei. Classmate of Shu Liang. Okay, so he's probably a student or maybe a equal classmate of his teachings of strategies, maybe. He was often compared to the Sleeping Dragon as an accomplished strategist. Okay, another strategist. At the Battle of Qi Bei, he helped execute the plan that ensured victory for the Allied forces. After joining Liu Bei, he suggested the capture of the lands of Shu and led the campaign himself. Okay. Alright, pretty good. Now let's see what his form is. Whoa! This guy almost looks like a butterfly! But a badass butterfly to boot. Okay. Alright, we got ourselves the last one. This is probably the only female officer we ever got in this roster. Okay, her name is Yu Ying. A beautiful name. Main weapon, blade bow, so she's an archer. J crested S is called. Lean towards the bow, the staff, cudgel, sword. That's it. Sub-weapon, sword. Yu Ying. She's the wife of Shu Liang. The wife of the great strategist Shu Liang. She was said to have supported her husband with her knowledge of astronomy, geography, and military strategy. She was apparently quite unattractive, my ass! She's very attractive, thank you very much. Sorry. But Shu Liang pursued her anyway when he heard of her wisdom. Okay, alright. So he ignored the bad rumors and pursued her and got himself a beautiful wife, who was very attractive, by the way. Getting off track here. Okay, what's her form? Hot. I mean, it is a very beautiful form. Badass form. Well, there you have it. We got ourselves like a roster of heavy hitters, badasses, and pretty spearheaded chosen ones and a great benevolent leader and 2 strategists, and the only female attractive officer on this roster. But we got some choices to make, so we can only might be able to pick only one of them. All right, we can go with Xiang Yun. We can go with Man Chao. Or we can go with Liu Bei. Or Guan Yu. Now, let's go with Liu Bei. Since he's the leader, I'm going to see it. Plus, his style is Twin Swords, which is more my style. Okay, so click. Okay. Yes. Save profile.
At the end of the later Han, corruption plagued the imperial court, alienating the people and threatening the authority of the emperor. Yet it was this very turmoil, caused by the rebellions across the land, that gave one man the opportunity to usher in a new era of change. In these turbulent times, there lived a man named Liu Bei, whose only wish was to restore the former glory of the Han Dynasty and unite China under his benevolent rule. Many brave warriors gathered beneath his banner of virtue and protection for the people. Together, they swore their allegiance to him and his cause. Liu Bei and his followers, rising together like a dragon, embarked upon their journey to unite China and bring justice to the people.
Holy shit. Very ambitious. Ooh. Shu Chapter 1.
Zhang Jiao, leader of the religious sect, the Way of Peace, incited the masses, raising an immense rebel army. Its members wore yellow cloths around their heads and came to be known as the Yellow Turbans.
Bad guy, huh?
The imperial court feared that the Yellow Turban rebellion would spread and put out a call for volunteers to raise an army to vanquish the traitors. Great warlords from across the land came to answer the call. Liu Bei, saddened greatly by the turmoil around him, also joined the fight. Together with his warriors, he vowed to restore the glory of the Han Dynasty and bring the rule of justice to China.
And we'll be there to help him to take this traitor down. Whew. Okay. This is the city where you make preparations for battle. Facilities with various functions are located here. There are 9 facilities. There is the academy, the workshop, blacksmith, notice board, gatekeeper, shrine, market, exchange, and storehouse. Okay, okay. Alright, this would be like, whew. Wonder if we... This will be a good stopping point to these messages, folks. So this is HexagonalSpy, the Spy, signing off for now.